speaking of why the Democrats don't have
Well,
sympathy,
you want to talk about health, wellness,
I
fitness,
no,
nutrition,
I want you to
and make fun of
explain.
me because
No,
I am not perfect.
you are pretty close to perfect. I happen to
Oh,
just
yeah.
think you've hung the moon. And that's why your opinion matters so much to me. And that's why I want to share your voice. If I could get people on the left to listen, although now it's like, oh, she's MAGA. Like, okay, sure, I'm MAGA, whatever you guys want to call me. Because I don't think they see the other side. There's a selective outrage that I continue to try to point out. And it's like, I'm outraged about this. And it's like, well, why weren't you outraged when they were flooding in? And like,
Yeah.
why weren't you outraged about why that was allowed? Oh, I'm outraged about Bobby Kennedy. He's not a doctor. I'm like, why weren't you outraged when the former guy who ran HHS was also not a doctor and tried to remove any and every age limit for kids to get gender affirming care, the medicalization of sterilizing them, and like, it's insane. Where was your outrage? Because I think for you and I, we can concede points for sure, and we then play a game of lesser evils. And I've had this conversation quite a bit, right? Well, okay, we can't get everything right. Which one do you want to pick? I guess
Right.
for me, I'm feeling like I feel like there is so much pushback on Trump and so much like he's Hitler and the hands off protests all over the country, and the left is just flooding the zone, Sean. It is crazy.
It's getting loud.
Yes.
But whenever, look, you've experienced this in your life. When I heard your comments, where you really, like, I've known about you forever, but I've always known you in your professional capacity and how great you are in that area. Now that I know you personally, and we have these discussions, but where you really broke through and probably lost a lot of friendships in your life as well, but you also gained friendships, was when you were on with Sage Steele. And I can't even say it as good as you. I don't have it,
I know what you
perfect in
mean.
my memory, but that was the moment. I check every box in your. Do you remember exactly what you
Yes,
said?
in your game of woke victimology poker. I got a black kid.
Oh,
I got a brown kid. I'm
damn!
a
I hate
Jew.
this.
I'm an
I wish
Arab.
I said
You
it.
know,
That's so good. It's brilliant.
and still, it's like when I leave California, and that's the thing. I had thought when the left lost this election, and I go back to, I don't know why I care, but I had hoped they would think, wow, we've gone too far. But instead, I see them leaning in. Like, you've got AOC being touted as the potential front runner for the Democrats. Does it get more extreme than AOC? I have no idea if she is a good person or a bad person. All I know is I find her to be divisive. I find her to race bait constantly. Unless I'm wrong, and I'm open to being
Oh,
corrected
I don't
here.
think you. I don't. Look, if she's going to be, and
She,
Jasmine Crockett and Bernie Sanders and the squad are the face of the Democratic Party, I can make the argument to you that they're never going to win another election again. Now, Republicans also have to deliver, and the Trump agenda, he's doing the biggest things. He's trying to tackle the biggest issues, which if he's successful, and I believe he will be, I'm not a conservative just to put a name on me. I'm a
I know.
conservative because I believe conservatism works, and I can give you the chapter and verse on why I believe it works. Everyone says cutting taxes, you're helping the rich, you're not helping the, no. Reagan cut taxes, doubled revenues to the federal government in 8 years, created the longest period of peacetime economic growth. 21 million new jobs were created in that period. Cutting taxes results in more revenue, not less revenue. So, that is a liberal fallacy. Also, the left also believes, and people need to ask themselves, why do they want the Green New Deal, which is represented by AOC? It's guaranteed daycare, guaranteed healthy food, guaranteed healthcare, guaranteed college, guaranteed, I guess, a box that they can put you in when you're dead, cradle to grave, womb to the tomb, government this. Okay, I have questions for those people. Tell me why you have so much faith in government. What does government do so well? They said they put Social Security in a lockbox. Oh, sorry, they opened the lockbox. They put it in the general fund and they squandered your money, and it's now headed towards insolvency along with Medicaid. Uh, how is law and order and safety and security working in the country?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we have defund, dismantle, no bail laws. I would argue that they're failing there. We spend more per capita on education than any other industrialized country in the entire world with the worst results. How's that part of government working out? How's that promise of Obamacare working out? Keep your doctor, keep your plan, and the average family saves $2,500 a year.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the podcast, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And make sure to let me know what guests you want to see on in the future.